Yo. You want to do the opening speech?
Ladies and gentlemen, Moffenzeef.
Ladies and gentlemen, Philip. Yeah, so thanks for coming. Thanks to Modular 8, Philip and Steve and Ralph for hosting. Oh, whoa, there's a delay. Oh, cool. Yeah, cool. Sup? Sup, world? Really? Oh, shit. Cool. Oh, well, here we are. So I'm going to start with a little performance, and then I'll do all the nerdy stuff afterwards. So, just,
What kind of yerba mate do you recommend?
my favorite flavor is classic gold.
What brand? Is there
Oh, Goyaki yerba mate, yeah.
what's a really good yerba mate in it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Mention that.
Yeah, sponsorship. So, yeah, here we go. Hey, internet. So I made these boxes to make this sort of music, and I just found that it was best to just try to fit a bunch of stuff in one box so I could just throw it in a backpack and go to a show and play with it. So what you were hearing was 2 Stargazers, an MSG, and then I was running it through the Strymon Big Sky Reverb, and then I was also using an Akai Headrush to do the panning delays and stuff like that. So I can show you, I can start with the Stargazer and do an overview of how it works. We'll just go right into that. Okay. Thank you. Really, from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, this is Stargazer. So basically what it is it's a dual wavetable oscillator drone synthesizer. It's got 2 low-pass filters, a sample rate reducer and a bit depth reducer, a built-in distortion, and 3 LFOs. So one of the LFOs controls this filter, the other one controls this filter, and the third LFO controls volume. So I'll show you guys how it works section by section. So right now we're just hearing the main oscillator just droning away. So the pitch of that is controlled with this knob right here. You can go all the way down to LFO rates, so you can get like sub-audio clicking, and I can show you, all you that in a second, but it goes from there to kind of high pitch. So then it's got 93 wavetables, I think, I don't remember, but it has 90-something wavetables in it that you can choose from. And this is what they all look like.
There's one, CNN.
Yeah, CNN, there's a CNN wavetable. There's a YouTube wavetable. So this is what it sounds like. We can never get it back up on the screen. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of wavetables in it. And then basically there's a second oscillator that's linked to the first oscillator, so they share the same wave shape and they share the same pitch. And the second oscillator, you can change the amount of volume, and then you can also detune it. So this is used to create chorusing effects and like beating and heterodyning. So all the stuff I was doing before in the performance was all that like low bass drone, like all that was from that effect. So I'm going to turn up the volume of the second oscillator now. You can hear them starting a chorus against from the oscillator also has the ability to, if you flip the sub switch, it goes down a sub octave, so it's like a sub bass, which is pretty sweet because you can detune the sub bass. So it sounds like this. So you can notice, I didn't really talk about this yet, but the graphics on the case indicate what each section does. So a solid line indicates it's like the same module. A dash line is like a control voltage. It's indicating that this section is controlling another section. And a dotted line is the audio signal path. So we can see this whole section over here, since it's all connected by a solid line, this is all the oscillator section. So after the oscillator section, it goes into the first low-pass filter here, which has a resonance control. in the bottom left-hand corner over here is our first LFO, and this LFO controls this filter. So each LFO has a wave knob here that allows you to choose the wave shape of the LFO. So each LFO can be a sine wave, triangle wave, upward saw, downward saw, square, and stepped random. So I can show you what each of those sound like here. So first we're going to start with our sine wave. Use it for like really slow, gradual sweeps. Find a harsher waveform so you can really hear it. This is downward saw, so you can do like laser zaps with it. Square waves, so that's like sort of like a siren sound people always say. And then the last waveform is stepped random, so these are just like random values going up and down. Control, so you can control how much the LFO affects the filter, so you can turn down how intense that effect is. Okay, so after the first filter section, then this big knob here, alias, controls the overall sample rate of everything. So it's like sort of like a sample rate reducer, I guess you could say. And it makes everything sound really like shiny and tinny. So that's the sample rate, and then the redux controls the bit depth. So I like to consider that there's no white noise generator on this synth, so if you want to make like whooshy sounds, I like using bit rate reduction to do that. So basically what it does is it makes it really distorted and adds a lot of noise to the signal. So that sounds like this. These are in this piece of the signal chain is because I wanted you to be able to use the first filter to sort of mess with like some timbres of the beating if you were using it to do the heterodyning stuff. And then I wanted with between the sample rate and bit depth reduction, it's going to create a lot of noise and harmonics between the two filters. So then you can use all that noise, and then after that section, it goes into the next filter. So it's like a nice, easy way to get like screaming and growling and stuff. So after Redux, now we can do this. So the second filter is identical to the first filter in the sense that it also has the exact same wavetable LFO. So all three of these LFOs have the same wave shapes in them and behave the same way. So now we can use this LFO to control the second filter. You can modulate the second filter, and then the last section of it, this LFO here, controls the volume of everything. So it's like an invisible VCA. That's what this logo is here. So you can use that section for doing like tremolo, and you can also do really, really, really fast tremolo, so it kind of sounds like ring modulation, which is cool. Those are the basic functions of the unit. Before I go on, does anybody have any questions about anything? Is anybody bored out of their mind? Is everybody having a good time? Woo! Philip, yeah.
Why don't the LFOs go to audio rate?
They can. It was just a design decision, basically.
Okay.
Because it's like I wanted you to have enough range across the pot that you could get a bunch of different stuff. And what I should have done is I should have put a switch on it to change the range, but yeah. Yeah. So the thing that's neat about this is that it's entirely digital. So inside the unit, there's a USB jack that you can plug into your computer, and you can either change the code yourself because it's open source, or you can download new files that I've made. So the different files that I've made for it so far, there's an expression pedal input here that controls the speed of all of the LFOs at the same time. I didn't bring my expression pedal with me, which was stupid, but what I did bring is these sensors that are included with Stargazer. So what these are like light theremins. There's a black one and a white one, and you can plug them into the expression pedal input and use them as a gestural control for Stargazer. So the reason they're white and black is because one of them is configured so that it's more suited for being in darkness and shining light on it, and the other one is wired so that it's like you're in a bright environment and you'd want to cover it up. So it's like a nighttime, daytime thing, sort of like that BBC thing. Was like nighttime, daytime. Anybody see that? No. Cool, sweet. Glad you guys are alive out there. All right. So, yeah, you doing all right, Ralph? Oh, cool. Ralph's alive. So, I'll show you guys how these light sensors work, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to see, it's different in different spaces, which one works better, and sometimes you have to just control the lighting of the space a little bit, like shining light on it or covering it or something, but this is what it's like. We need some light, so check this out. That's why it was being weird, because it was on step random. So right now we just have a sine wave controlling the LFO, and when the light is all the way away from it, it's at its fastest speed, and as I shine the light on it, it slows down. So this is what it sounds like. Or my favorite for the ultimate stoner excursion. Oh, wow. You gonna hit that? Isn't that fire? So yeah, it it controls the speed of all three of the LFOs. So you can set them at different offsets and have them go to different ranges. So yeah, the thing that's neat about the expression pedal input is if you have a tip ring splitter, you can send CV into it, 0 to 3.3 volts. So it's not necessarily Eurorack compatible, but you can control it with voltage if you want to. And obviously you can use an expression pedal with it, so yeah. So that's pretty much how the Stargazer works. Does anybody have any questions about it or want to know anything more about it? No? Nothing? Philip? Oh yeah, it's a CMOS distortion circuit, so it's really ratty sounding. I can show you that. A lot of gain. It goes all the way up to 5 volts peak to peak. So it's a lot hotter than a lot of signals, so you can do a bunch of different stuff with it. Like you could plug it into a module and plug it into a guitar pedal and turn the volume down. So it's fun. Mm-hmm. They're both, it's the same wavetable. So when you choose a wavetable, you get 2 oscillators, then you can detune the second one. Yeah. So the first time we made 50, and the second time we made 100. So I've only got like 40 left, I think. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So if you like it, you should get it. Because it might not be around forever. Yeah. These black ones are 535. The first run was white. So yeah, this is the new one. Sleek, black. Comes with the 2 sensors and a quick start guide and a poster that Nick Bagley drew, which is cool. So get a little care package. Oh, and a sticker. So, I mean, I know people who bought a Stargazer just so they could get the sticker. Like, yeah. Yeah, the sticker's cool. I mean, do you guys want me to demo the sticker for you? Do you have one? Do you have one of the stickers? Yeah, I feel like I should just fixate on the sticker now for the rest of the demo. Yeah, maybe we're just a sticker company. That would be cooler. It's like a 3-inch circle. Yeah, you could put it on the back of your car or your gig bag or thermos. I've seen people put the sticker on a thermos. That's pretty popular. What's the deal with stickers, people? So yeah. Oh, question. Oh, thank you. Thanks, man. That's cool. Oh, I don't know, because I can't. Yep. Nope, just bongs. Yep. Yeah, they're both low-pass filters. Yeah. So I have another firmware, too, that the first filter stage is a notch filter, so you can use it like a phaser, which is pretty sweet. And flashing firmware on this is actually super easy. You just plug it into your computer, download a really simple software that you just launch, and you drag a file onto it and push a button on your unit, and that's it. So the thing that's neat is my goal is to have, you know, people either submit their own firmware or just like send me an email and be like, oh, it'd be really cool if it could do this or it could do that, because all the hard stuff is already done, and now just like writing new code doesn't really take a lot of time, and it's cool because you could have a community of people sharing ideas and all that hippie stuff. So yeah, you can do a lot with it, which is cool. Oh yeah, that's for the next thing I'm going to talk about. Yeah. Yeah. These are chips. So therefore this box, which I'm going to talk about right now, let me scoot things around. Cool. I'm going to do the zoom too. Ooh. Thanks. Oh. Here, let's do this.
Technical assistant has arrived. Hold on a second. Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually coming out tomorrow. Whoa. It's called the MSG2, which is the mini sound generator. Philip actually has, I'm going to grab this. 1 second. This is how everything started. This is the MSG1, which came out December of 2016. And this was originally a DIY kit that I made for the S1 Portland Synth Library. And we had a 2-day workshop, and people who never did electronics before came and they built these. And it was really cool and fun. And the thing that's interesting about it is it's all based on just a single microcontroller. So the whole idea was like, I wanted to make a low parts count synthesizer that would be easy to build. And that's how the MSG was made. And then after I released it, everybody was like, I can't gig with this because it's just like a circuit, and I want to like put it on my pedal board and stuff. So people kept asking me to put it in a case, so I decided to make a case for it. And then I figured if I'm already making a case for it, I should write some new firmware for it. So thus MSG2 is born. So for MSG1, it shipped with the firmware that we use for our Muskrat module. So the chips in both MSG1 and MSG2 can be pulled out and placed into our Muskrat Eurorack module, and then that allows you to have CV control over it and also the ability to gate it with a VCA so you can use it like a drum. So for anyone who's interested in having CV control over this in the box, I just recommend for them to get the module and use the chips for both. So that's what the M is for on this chip. So what we have sold separately are these expansion chips that all have different algorithms on them. So we have wavetable synthesis, granular synthesis, amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase distortion. So you can just pop the chip out with your finger, boop, and put a new one in, and it changes the behavior of it. So I'll show you what MSG1 sounded like. Yeah, I recommend using a tool like this. Boop. It's called an IC grabber, and they're like $2 on Amazon. So that'll keep the chip safe. But this is the oscillator core from our Muskrat module, and this is what MSG1 sounded like. So you had like a phase distortion here, and then a wavetable selector. Then when you flip the switch on the top left, it puts it into like a harsh noise mode. So if you like those sounds and you're a Eurorack user, that's exactly what the Muskrat sounds like. But with the Muskrat module, you can, it's like a drum and it has CV inputs. So just to show you how different the sound palettes can be, I'm going to pull out the Muskrat chip and instead put in the FM chip. So this is just a simple 2-operator FM. It actually doesn't appear to be working correctly right now. I think I burned the wrong code on that one. We're all human, right, people? I'll be here all day. I actually think this unit is just broken, Philip. Yeah. So on to MSG2, which is the new one. They both work, by the way. This was a fluke accident. Yeah. Yeah. I've been had. Somebody sabotaged me. Okay, so MSG2. So the thing that's cool about MSG2 is basically what I did is I took elements from all of my favorite all the different algorithms I made, because there was a few of them, and only some of them made it to the actual chip bank. But I sacrificed one of the knobs for an algorithm selector. So now instead of one algorithm in the box, you have 8 different algorithms in this one box. So it's 8 totally different synthesis methods. So depending on what algorithm you're in, this switch changes the behavior of this knob, and this knob controls the unique parameter of that algorithm, whether it's like an LFO speed or a wavetable selector or something like that. That's what the middle knob is. The knob on the right controls sample rate and pitch of everything. So it changes the resolution, and it changes the pitch, and it changes like the speed of any of the animations altogether. So the first algorithm is amplitude modulation, or frequency modulation. So there's one LFO modulating the pitch of a sine wave oscillator. In this mode, the switch changes the LFO from LFO rate to audio rate. So the thing that's cool about audio rate FM is you can get these really weird heterodyning sideband frequencies that are beating against each other, and when you pitch them really low, you can get really cool drone sounds out of them. So that's FM. This is the next algorithm. This is amplitude modulation. So it's one triangle wave oscillator and then another triangle LFO that's controlling the volume of that oscillator. So in this algorithm, again, the switch controls LFO rate to audio rate. So that's amplitude modulation. This one is detune, so this works the same way the Stargazer detune works, where there's 2 triangle wave oscillators now, and you can control just the detune of the second one. So this one's actually super useful for drone stuff again, which is why I designed these boxes, was to just make cool pulsing droning sounds. So when the second oscillator knob is at noon, they're both in tune. Scott like
That wasn't what I was thinking.
Oh really? What were you thinking? It also sounds like a fridge. It's like sometimes I find myself just like laying next to utilities and being like, oh man, yeah, that's the stuff right there. Yeah. Yeah, International Space Station. So, in this mode, the switch changes the range of the detune, so you can get intervals. Okay, so that's that algorithm. So this next one is the exact same thing, but now instead of smooth triangle waves, it's like buzzy, abrasive sawtooth waves. You can make really, really obnoxious sounds with that, like this. Or not. That's what. Oh. Hello. Oh. Hello there. That's what I would do with it if I had one. So you should get one too. Okay, so that's that algorithm. Then we got this next one is phase distortion. So it's similar to how the Casio CZ101 keyboards used to work. So it creates these really nice, like brassy. It kind of sounds like a low pass filter, but it's really just this barbaric method that I'm doing that's kind of like phase distortion. So it sounds like this. In this algorithm, the switch is an octave switch. So that's what phase distortion sounds like. Then the next one is hard sync. So this is two sawtooth waves, and one sawtooth oscillator is resetting the other one. So it sounds like the Zombie Nation kind of sound, which I know we're all trying to make with our music every time we sit down. It's like, how can I make something that sounds like Zombie Nation? I mean, I don't know what you guys do, but that's what I do. It's my favorite song. Zombie Nation. So yeah, that's the hard sync algorithm. Then the next one is wavetables. So there's 16 wavetables that you can choose with the wavetable knob. And that sounds like this. This one also has the same harsh noise switch from the first one, which makes everything like a really glitchy, chaotic sounding wavetable thing. Check out what it's doing to the Strymon Big Sky when I turn it up really loud. It's probably not very good. Okay. Thanks. Nah. So, after the wavetable algorithm is the glitch algorithm. And this one is our, we made a noise synth called the Jarmageddon, which is, it's a little mason jar. We actually don't make them anymore. Philip's got the last of them, but that was my way of, I wanted to make a synth with one knob on it, so the knob just controls this like weird glitch sound. And then we turned that into a module called dial-up because it sounds like a dial-up modem. And then now that type of, do you have quarter inch? Yeah, you do. So this is what Jarmageddon sounds like. So yeah, it's what everybody needs is a mason jar with a noise synth in it, right? So we put that algorithm, like a version of that, in the MSG, and that's the last algorithm all the way to the right. Yeah, so it also kind of sounds like dial-up modem in a fax machine or something. And that's pretty much it. So you can sort of just like aimlessly turn these knobs and people will be like, oh my god, that was so cool. Guaranteed to clear a room or your money back. Buy one today. I don't really have anything else to talk about. Does anyone have any questions? No?
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm happy. Are you guys happy? You seem miserable. Huh?
Most people are happy.
I think most people are happy. Oh yeah, the prices, right? Money. So yeah, this is. Oh wait, I actually wanted to show you guys the inside of this, so you could see the chips. So yeah, the chips. You just take the back off. This is where the battery is. But the chip goes right here. Boop. And you rip it out and you put the new one in. I made 50 of these so you can see their addition. And yeah, it's 9-volt battery or pedal board power.
Does it come with a battery?
It does not come with a battery. Battery sold separately. It comes with a sticker and a quick start guide and a kiss from yours truly.
Nice. Have you tried stacking the ice on top of each other?
No, but it sounds like a really, yeah, you should do that. And then if it breaks, you should just buy another one because I'm not going to fix it. But just buy two and then do that to the first one. And then try to sell it on the internet. And then get another one.
What's next? Yeah.
What's next? I don't know, man. More synthesizers, maybe? I don't know. What are you guys doing next? What are you doing next? Cool. What are you guys doing next? When are you guys gonna make synthesizers? Why does it always have to be about me? That's pretty much the end of my demo, and now I'm just trying to save face up here and entertain you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Huh?
And we have some upcoming shows I want to tell you about. Thanks, Ross. That was awesome. Next week is a very special show. It's on Saturday. It's going to start promptly at 2 because we're going to start the live broadcast, but the doors will be, we're open at 12, so come on by. That's Hada-ken, Kenichi Hada, from the Tokyo Festival of Modular. He organizes that festival, and it's been going on for several years and is super great. I went to it last year, so recommend, and that's a free event. He's going to do a demo of how he does his live rig and perform, and he's a really good performer, so their schedules I'll pass out. The next one after that is an XLV Usura performance. And then we have Schloppy Engineering. Where's Eric? Yeah, we're excited about that. That's going to be the release of the Angle Grinder, his new crazy module. Yep, and then other things coming up too, but I'll let y'all look at that. So thanks again for coming, and if there's any questions, hit us up at the email. And I don't think we said prices for each of them. Oh, prices. The Stargazer is $535. The MSG is $150, which is a great. Oh, one thing he didn't mention is all the knobs are panel mounted, and these things they're quite robust, so you can kick them around a bit. And we only have like six of these left. We already sold 4 of them before they even officially went on sale, so I wouldn't wait on those for sure. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good day.